You're watching or listening to the Taylist newsletter for Tuesday, the 30th of July, read by me, Stephen Lewis. You can get your copy directly to your inbox from taylist.agency/newsletter. All links are in the show notes. Are you the worst kind of client? A while ago, we were writing a website for a leadership coach. Leadership coaches are who I think of when I'm talking about the most difficult kind of client. Not because our leadership coaches aren't lovely people, they're all lovely people. What makes leadership coaches difficult for a marketing person is that leadership coaches all tell you basically they're a Swiss Army knife. Victorinox, makers of the knife that does it all, has done an amazing job of getting the brand to the point that it's the go-to simile to describe anyone or anything that's versatile. You'd think it would be great to be presented as like a Swiss Army knife. Oh, talk to Stephen, he's like a Swiss Army knife. He can fix any marketing problem you have. The difficulty is that potential clients are confused by people who say they can do everything. Anyone who claims they can work to a gold standard for anyone with any problem sounds implausible. I don't know you, and I don't know your problem yet, but whatever it is, and whoever you are, I can fix you. So what we did with this leadership coach was ask questions, bucket loads of them. We asked him, we asked his clients. And what we found out was that his genius was in working with people who had been promoted beyond the capacity of their people skills. The leadership coach's perfect client had been promoted because of their depth of understanding of the company's logistics, its contracts, or its trading algorithm. After their promotion, it wasn't enough to be magic on the tools. They needed to motivate their underlings and enjoy cooperative relationships with other departments. Instead, they didn't understand why their underlings were resigning and why other departments were dragging their feet. Our client, the leadership coach, was expert at building the trust of these technically adept people and coaching them into seeing how they might be perceived as arseholes. My diagnostic phrasing, not his. Once we'd dug up, dusted off, and held up this nugget to the shaft of sunlight suddenly filling the cave, everything clicked into place and the treasure chest opened while a choir of angels sang. The treasure was a theme around which to arrange our client's marketing. Feeling like you're narrowing your market can be frightening, but if you've worked in corporate life, you'll know there's no shortage of technically adept arseholes in big companies. And you'll know it's bloody expensive when your technical genius is not delivering their projects because they're chewing through people and leaving interdepartmental chaos in their wake, as oblivious as Mr. Magoo driving down the pavement. You can also imagine the relief of the big cheese or the HR manager who hits on the website of the leadership coach who describes themselves not as the Swiss Army knife of coaches, but as the coach who's designed a specific tool to remove a senior manager's head from his arse. Imagine you're researching a leadership coach to solve this problem and you land on a typical Swiss Army knife website versus one that says this. Are you a leader with the required technical expertise but who's overlooked for promotion because of gaps in your people skills? I'll help you to become fluent in other perspectives, broadening your skills beyond being right. You'll be able to bring others with you as a leader. Which leadership coach is going to get the call? By throwing away the unnecessary attachments on the Swiss Army knife and concentrating on his genius, our client was plugged into a high-voltage, bottomless market. We charge thousands of dollars to ask the questions that lead to breakthroughs like this in positioning a client as the obvious choice for their ideal market. But in August, I'm going to show you a proven 3-step formula to do it for yourself, all for an investment of just $99 US. You need this session if you're marketing yourself as a Swiss Army knife, or you're leaving your potential clients to think they're making apples for apples comparisons between you and anyone else. All the details are here, value.taylist.agency/yes-u. Stephen. P.S. Serious question from someone who's owned several Swiss Army knives. How much do you need to be drinking to make it worth carrying a corkscrew around with you? You've been listening to or watching The Obvious Choice, Taylist newsletter for Tuesday, the 30th of July. You can get your own copy direct to your inbox from taylist.agency/newsletter. Also, all links are in the show notes.